Guys, in today's video, we're going to go over the best low budget TikTok ad strategy in 2022. You see, the purpose of this video is actually to educate you on how to do more with less, particularly on TikTok. Going over one of my favorite quotes from R. Buckminster Fuller, who's a great guy, actually said to do more and more with less, and less until eventually you can do everything with nothing. So we actually know, TikTok is that hot new thing right now that's scaling your brands, but it can be costly if you don't know actually how to get things running. Many of these so-called gurus will claim that you need to be spending at least $300 a day to actually start out on TikTok. And sometimes that might be the case, but you might not actually be there with your brand, yet you still want to hop on the trend, right? So after working with some of these brands, I want to cut the BS and show you how, one, you can recognize if your campaign is actually performing well on TikTok, two, how to set up the right type of campaign, and then three, how to run your campaign even if you have a low budget for testing. So by the end of the video, not only will you be able to learn actually how to set up TikTok ads for less than $100 per day, you'll actually be able to see and truly understand exactly what strategies work best for you, how to get actual conversions from the get-go, and actually be able to identify winning creative styles that actually convert. So how to get started, right? So TikTok ads during the testing phase, if you have under $100 per day as a testing budget, you're likely to actually test 3 to 5 audience at most. That can always help us truly understand and identify if your ads are actually going to convert. So we actually like to have 1 or 2 of these TikTok ad creatives for those campaigns. So that way we can actually optimize effectively and to distribute the budget in a way that is actually going to make people see what's going to convert. That way we don't have to spend a lot of money because money is a limited resource for you. So if you can have early success on without having to spend a lot of money, that will allow us throughout the campaign on a month by month basis to actually see what's working and allocate that to the correct things. And in fact, we literally do this so many times that most of our clients actually launch their campaigns and start seeing immediate results. So in the image below, there are actually food audiences spending $20 a day, right? And literally within launching these campaigns on, let's say the 26th, within 3 days, this campaign already had gotten 19 conversions and it was already averaging a 2.28 ROAS. Now, that ROAS might actually sound like a lot to you, but this is literally within 3 days of launching on TikTok ads, right? And getting 19 conversions for less than $100 per day. And immediately it was an ROI positive and very profitable investment. And in fact, we're actually to optimize this campaign over time. So we'll be able to see what's actually going to have a nice return of ad spend. So that could be a 3x, 4x, 5x, and even some cases 7x, right? And that'll be able to get really consistent results at scale. So as you can see, we test different types of audience breakdowns. So we have an open audience, right? So a wide audience with no targeting. And with this audience, we're allowing the TikTok algorithm identify who to go after for us. And then we have other audiences that are more specific and actually guide the algorithm by giving it a little bit more data that you can test with. And then that way it can actually optimize and get the most efficient results within, because the TikTok algorithm is probably one of the most powerful things out there. And it's kind of suspect at how it works sometimes, but it is one of those things that is just amazing. And then we do that with the interest and hashtag audiences. So where we'll be targeting specific type of hashtags around certain type of videos that people are watching on TikTok. As well, you have interest categories where there could actually be actual brands. For example, let's just say Target or Walmart, where we're targeting actual retail stores, right, where other products are located. So that could also be in skincare, let's say places like Sephora or Ulta Beauty, right? So you could actually have 4 type of ad sets. So one of the ones that really does well is using broad targeting, right? Using interests that are actually going to bring different types of results, right? Using TikTok's actual recommendations and using hashtags or competitors' hashtags. So for example, if you sell into skincare, target hashtag Glossier, for instance. So we can have those type of open audiences, which is actually in a different country, and then we'll replicate those interests in hashtag audiences once again. So literally we'll be charging and launching within this campaign, we're paying less than 0.20 cents an actual click, where we're actually getting these PMs for around $2. But as I said, we only want to have 2 creatives at most, but sometimes one, because we don't have a lot of budget when your actual campaign that we're targeting to, okay? So we want to make sure that a lot of these creatives try to make up our budget and actually having that to the 1 to 2 at the most. It's important that we get all these creatives right. So if we're going to be spending all the money, right, and getting no creatives and, getting no sales or conversions, that's not going to be really beneficial. So what we need to do is actually use the right creatives that are going to convert. So that's typically where we go through our creative vetting process, making sure that who is the person that has the absolute right feel and look for your particular brand. And the way we do that is we actually have a whole framework back in our system to create these videos and creatives. And you can actually work with our creator in that particular audience, and you'll find out, hey, who's that person that's actually going to call up to your audience most, right? And highlight your product effectively in a way that actually captures their type of unique attention. And then you're able to use that. We edited everything, and we actually get you more conversions with no targeting. So it's actually amazing. And we always send a document with tutorials on our creators. Hey, this is how they should shoot the videos, how to script each of those videos to our network, and also create that content that actually sells. So you don't need to know how to create videos on your end or actually get the content that converts, but no worries, we got that covered for you. So again, what about those audiences? So regarding the audiences, I recommend that we try to run these at least 7 days, right? And that'll be able to tell you, 1, which creators do you actually need to keep? 2, which ones do you want to scale? 3, which ones do you want to turn off? 4, which creative is working best? 5, should you even launch a new creative? Or 6, should you turn off a creative, right? So you always want to be testing particularly where and within specific days of, hey, what's actually going to be keeping your money allocated in the best way possible, right? So that way you can actually have a nice return of ad spend, and that makes for a better ROI throughout the time we're working together. You see, being more cash flow positive in the profitable zone is going to be way more sustainable, right? And that'll be actually allow you to scale and your overall business hitting upwards 6-7 figures a month on TikTok, right? So how do TikTok campaigns actually die, right? So now what kills an actual campaign? We always preach data and not our own personal opinion, right? We always want to be data driven in the approach that we have, right? So everything we do is based upon those data strategies and the data science, right? So we let those numbers dictate our decisions. That way we can actually remain level-headed and not let our emotions get involved when, we might see something that's being tanked, for example, being in that small rounded budget, right? So in fact, emotions are the number one killer of all campaigns that are actually going successful, because one day, as we've seen, right, we might have the ads, the numbers are not looking so good, right? Very, very low. And then based upon what we do, you might go away for 3 days and boom, just skyrockets, right? So you always want to pay attention to the numbers and where they're going to go, because the data never lies. So what's the alternative method, right? So now if you're going to get started and you have a much lower budget, you want to actually have some type of good results, right? So my recommendation is always to start making organic videos on TikTok with strong CTAs to your website, right? That's always going to pique a user's interest and actually become, hey, okay, why am I using this? Why are they telling me this? Let's check out what they are, right? But our prediction is, within 6 to 12 months time, TikTok is going to start becoming the norm and it's going to become competitive, right? So that's going to have a lot of ad budgets that are actually moving onto TikTok from places like Facebook, and I would also say Google, right? People are identifying that TikTok is that successful channel to have sales on, and that is why you should take advantage of these opportunities ASAP. Well, that is all for today's video, but at our agency, we're literally growing our clients' businesses every single month thanks to this platform. So let's use our learnings for you in our 7-figure brand scale to success program, which is taking brands to 100 to 200K each month, right? So now if you're an e-commerce brand owner who is making 15 to 50K each month with their e-commerce store, we invite you to click on the link in the description down below to book a discovery call either with me or one of my members on the team. And on that call, we just look and take a different type of look at your progress and give you some actual functional tips that we're actually using to propel other brands, right, similar to yours, and actually bring that in a way that's particularly on TikTok as well. Okay, so on that note, you can check out the other videos on the channel, the incredible material down below for some more useful and effective e-commerce marketing tips. And then you can also share your thoughts and the strategies that we've described in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel, obviously don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. To your scale to success, I hope to see you soon. Ciao.